Y'all know how I talk about the black bougie elite, that triumvirate of black pastors, black community leaders, the Greek organizations, the Freemasons, and then you got the academia, and you got the politicians, and then you got the athletes, and you got the entertainers. How they all conspire to keep black people down, keep black people in a place of agitation, keep black people the useful idiots of the Democratic Party. Well, you have the latest example of these black bougie elite folks getting upset at Mississippi Valley State. For those of you who don't know, Mississippi Valley State is a HBCU in Mississippi. My mother graduated from Mississippi Valley State. Jerry Rice, the famous wide receiver that played for the 49ers and the Raiders, he went to Mississippi Valley State. I saw Jerry Rice play against Jackson State when I was younger. So now, Mississippi Valley State, their band was invited to perform at Donald Trump's upcoming inauguration. And you would think, wow, what an honor. An HBCU's band is being invited to perform at the inauguration of the upcoming president. And you see the article, that's the band there. The Mean Green Marching Machine is the name of the band. See, every band in HBCU has a nickname. My favorite was the Sonic Boom of the South, Jackson State, but every band had a nickname. The celebrated Mean Green Marching Machine HBCU Marching Band from Mississippi Valley State University has received an invitation to participate in the 60th Presidential Inauguration Parade in Washington, D.C. on January 20th, 2025. And it talks about some of the history of the Mean Green Marching Machine, how in 1965 the band became the first historically black college or university ensemble to march in the Tournament of Roses parade. And it talks about how they performed in President Richard Nixon's inaugural parade on January 20th, 1969. For those of you who don't know, Nixon was a Republican too. And the total cost of this trip is $350,000. This is not just a moment of pride for our university, but for the entire state of Mississippi. It is, said Dr. Gerald Briggs, MVSU president. It is an opportunity to showcase our legacy, celebrate our culture, and invest in the future leaders of our community. This participation allows students to engage in the peaceful transition of power and gain global exposure while celebrating the university's 75th anniversary. Now, you would think that everybody would be happy about that. You'll be incorrect. Like I told you, the black bougie elite, these people that want to keep black people permanently a serf, permanently worshiping at the altar of the Democratic Party, permanently aggrieved, permanently agitated, are not happy because Mississippi Valley State, the Mean Green Marching Machine, decided the audacity of them to accept that invitation from that racist man, Donald Trump. So here's the primary race boom coon hustler, Bishop Talbert Swan. This man claims to be a bishop of the Lord Jesus Christ. He's one of these church Negroes. He's one of these church plant pastors whose sole purpose it is to have you continually worshiping at the altar of the Democratic Party. He's a black liberation theologist guy. He wants you to always be permanently aggrieved, always oppressed. This is that guy. This is what he has to say. Mississippi Valley State University has a proud history of standing up for black history, equity, and justice. However, accepting an invitation to perform at Donald Trump's presidential inauguration on Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a disgraceful betrayal of that legacy. Really? Because you choose to accept an invitation from the president. That's an insult. That's disgraceful. You know what's disgraceful? Is this crab in the barrel mentality that so many of these black bougie elite want to push on black people. But he benefits. See, that's the trick they don't tell you. People like this dude, they benefit from this. This is engagement farming. They benefit from keeping you aggravated. They benefit from keeping you aggrieved because they are so race focused, so black focused that that's how they see the world. And they see Donald Trump as the enemy. Even after Donald Trump got 20% of the black vote, they see those 20% that voted for Donald Trump, like myself, as sellouts, as coons, as Uncle Ruckus. And now they see Mississippi Valley State Mean Green Marching Machine Band in that same light. Trump and his administration have worked tirelessly to know it. No, they have not. To erase black history from classrooms, this dude gave more funding to the HBCUs. Directly opposing the very fight MVSU students took on in 1964 when they boycotted for courses in black history and access to works by black authors. Do you know who they were fighting? Bishop Talbot Swan? Southern Democrats. You wouldn't say that part, would you? It is shameful for the university's leadership to celebrate this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity instead of recognizing it as an affront to the cultural. No, it's not. You know it's an affront to the cultural and historical values of HBCU as you pushing this white supremacy junk by making it seem like white people are supreme to black folks, that black folks are in a permanent state of victimhood and a permanent state of second class. That is an insult to my mother who graduated from Mississippi Valley State, who endured true racism, true discrimination, true segregation, but persevered throughout it. See, that's an insult, not this. This is not an insult what they're doing. You, sir, and your black bougie elite folks, you are the insult. Rather than aligning with the president who has proven his racism through words and policies that harm black communities, MVSU should prioritize efforts like renaming what's that gonna do? What is renaming campus buildings that honor white supremacists going to do? Seriously. That's a token, man. What is that gonna do? Donald Trump proposed opportunity zones. Donald Trump's administration wants to give opportunities to black people. He doesn't want to do these gestures like the Democrats do and rename buildings and tear down statues. What does that do for people? This decision not only insults the memory of Dr. King, but undermines the very mission of HBCUs to uplift and empower black excellence. And he goes on. This is just the beginning of what this dude did. He went on to write an open letter to Dr. Gerald Briggs. Dear Dr. Briggs, I'm not going to read this entire thing to you, but this dude went to the point to write a letter to the president of Mississippi Valley State because he's upset they chose to accept an invitation to the inauguration. I write to you with profound disappointment and concern regarding Mississippi Valley State University's decision to accept an invitation for his marching band to perform at the... See, this is why I don't like the black bougie elite. You are trying to take away an opportunity from these young people that have worked hard and are looking to be acknowledged and given a platform at the inauguration. But instead, because you are a race hustler, because you are a black bougie elite, because you want to keep black people in a permanent state of victimhood, you want these young people to have their opportunity stripped from them simply because Donald Trump is a person that you don't like. You want all black people to hate Donald Trump. That's the sole reason that this black bougie elite, this church plant pastor, this church Negro wants Mississippi Valley State to rescind their acceptance of Donald Trump's invitation. Think about that. Think about that. How selfish is that? How short-sighted is that? But that's how the black bougie elite think. That's why they constantly push things to keep black people down, because they benefit from black people being down. Yet the decision to perform at Donald Trump's inauguration stands in stark opposition to these values. This rhetoric, I can't read all this stuff. While I respect that showcasing the band's excellence can be an important moment for students, it should not eclipse the broader ramifications of aligning with an individual. And they're not aligning with him. They're accepting his invitation to perform at the inauguration that's put on by the committee that runs inaugurations, man. If anything, this moment calls for a renewed commitment to MVSU's moral compass. Really? These people. Dr. Briggs, I respectfully ask that you reflect deeply on the legacy you wish to leave at MVSU and the message you send to students, alumni, and the black. You don't send me a message to me. I should ask my mama what she thinks about this. I don't think she'll be upset about it. To many, performing on this particular day for this particular individual undermines. No, it doesn't. It just, see what it does. It exposes you as a race hustler. It exposes you and the black bougie elite of wanting to keep black people in their place. The only thing that black people can do in your eyes is the approved talking points is to be in alignment with the Democratic Party. That's it. If Donald Trump was a Democrat, you would have no issue with this. But because you want all black people to hate Donald Trump, and when black people step out of line, you got to bring them back in. That's what they used to do during the slave days. They used to have these black people that will bring black folks out wayward. They would send the other black folks out to control them, to bring them back in line. That's what they would do. This is crazy. This is sick. Here's some people that said, I went to Mississippi Valley State, yes, in Itta Bena, and I'm truly surprised they have accepted. This is crazy. This stuff is crazy, man. Some of these responses to people. Here's a good one. When were you going to tell them that Trump did more for HBCUs than any president in history? Exactly. And it's to the point now to where Mississippi Valley State is actually trying to raise money. And I'm going to put this link here in the, I'm going to put this link in the description so you can contribute. The MVSU Mean Green Marching Machine has been invited to Washington, D.C. for the 60th presidential inauguration parade. Help us raise $350,000 and make this historic moment a reality. I think they're pretty close to it, but I'll make sure I put the link in the description as well for anybody that wants to contribute to them performing at the inauguration. But like I said before, the black bougie elite want to keep black people in a permanent state of victimhood. Why else would they get so upset about an HBCU band getting a great opportunity to perform at the inauguration? You know what's going to happen. If they back out, you think they're going to give it to another HBCU? No, they're going to give it to us. And then you're going to complain about that Donald Trump is racist. You can't win with these people. You can't win with the black bougie elite because they never want you to win. They want black people to constantly be in a permanent state of victimhood, a permanent state of oppression, a permanent state of grievance. That's how they profit off of that. It's time for us to stand firm and say, no, we're not going to listen to you, Bishop Talbert Swan, and all the rest of you black bougie elite. No, we can think for ourselves. You just want us to be constant and perpetual victims. Well, we're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.